Hey fam, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. I'm John Hartness. I'm the founder and publisher of Falstaff Books and the author of 41 novels at time of recording. Novel length works, let's say. And today I want to talk to you, let's face it, this is going to be some seriously inside baseball stuff. This is some heavy duty publishing nerd talk. This is for anyone who is self-publishing or anyone who is looking at self-publishing and anyone who is working with a small press or independent publisher, however you want to phrase it. And I want to talk about why you should publish your books at both Amazon's Kindle Direct Publishing and Ingram Spark. So Amazon KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, and Ingram Spark, and for the rest of the video, I'm just going to call them either Amazon or KDP and Ingram, because it's a mouthful. Amazon and Ingram are the two biggest printers for print-on-demand books in the US. There are several others. Lulu is one. I think Book Vault does some printing, 48-hour books. All of those other ones are more expensive and they don't offer the same level of distribution that Amazon and Ingram do. Barnes & Noble self-publishing arm offers a printing and distribution service, but here's a spoiler for you. They print through Ingram, and they use Ingram's back end to distribute. So there's literally no point in using Barnes & Noble when you can just use Ingram. Now, both of these services let you upload your book and set it up for printing and distribution for $0. It does not cost you anything to get your book printed and distributed through these services. Admitted, yes, it costs to have the book actually printed, but there's no upload fees, there's no listing fees. There used to be. Ingram used to charge $50 per format, and you could join multiple different author professional development groups and get that waived for a certain number of copies a month. But finally, they just saw they were losing too much market share to Amazon, so they waived all the fees because Amazon never had fees to upload to their services. Why do you want to use both Ingram and Amazon for your printing? Number one, pure vanity. Dust jackets. Most people of a certain age like a good dust jacket on their hardcover. It's what we grew up with. It's what we're accustomed to. So we want the dust jacket on our hardcover. Amazon does not do dust jacketed hardcovers. They only do printing directly onto the surface of the book. It's called a case laminate hardcover, and it's what you remember from school with your math book or whatever. Used to be just like this. For a lot of us, that's why we don't particularly like a case laminate hardcover. This particular thing is a jacketed case laminate from Ingram. It costs a little more. This was part of a Kickstarter, which is why we made them this way. Most of the time at Falstaff, we do dust jacketed hardcovers for ongoing series, but for our newer stuff, we are doing strictly a case laminate hardcover because of cost. The dust jacket adds a couple of bucks to the printing of every hardcover, and it's just not worth it right now. But some people really like a dust jacket, and for certain projects, you may really want a dust jacket, and Amazon doesn't do those. So if you want a dust jacket, you have to use Ingram or a specialty printer, which are usually limited runs. But here's the big reason. The 800-pound elephant in the room, the $64,000 question, whatever metaphor you want. Some bookstores just won't order your crap if it's printed through Amazon. Many independent bookstores and independent bookstore owners hate Amazon with the blazing passion of 1,000 suns. And I don't blame them, because Amazon has put a massive dent in the business model and profitability of independent bookstores since its inception. But some bookstores take it to the extreme that they will not even special order a book if it's only available through Amazon. Let me tell you a little story. Story time with Uncle Johnny. Once upon a time, we published a debut novel for one of our authors. It was a fantastic book that I'm not going to name here because I don't want to thus name and shame the bookstore, and people could figure it out. This author was going to do a launch event for their brand new book. Awesome! We will support you. How can we help? They had gone and spoken to their local bookstore where they had done some events in the past with anthology signings and gone to signings for friends. They knew the people who ran the bookstore, so they walked in and said, "Hey, I've got a book coming out and I'd like to do a signing." Okay, can we get the books through Ingram? Yes. But you can also get it direct through our publisher at a steeper discount. See, we at Falstaff don't make most of our books returnable through Ingram because that opens us up to a lot of risk if people order a ton of books and then the bookstore sends them back, because I've already paid for them. So we don't make our books returnable most of the time. But if an independent bookstore contacts me directly, then they can get our books returnable. So let's say, for example, you're one of my authors and you want to do a book signing at your local store and they want to order 20 copies. No problem. I'll give them a slightly better discount than they would get through Ingram. And if they don't sell everything, they can send them back to me. No harm, no foul. I'll give them a credit or a refund. That's what I offered this bookstore. They ordered 20 copies. I ordered 20 copies from Amazon because Amazon ships them more quickly and they're a little cheaper on printing. I got an absolutely freaking unhinged email from this bookstore owner berating me for buying these books from Amazon, telling me that if they had known the books were going to come from Amazon, they never would have booked the signing, that I'm lucky they didn't cancel the signing out of hand, and if they'd been there when the books came in, they would have canceled the signing and just sent the books right back to me. They couldn't believe that I had the audacity to order books from Amazon. It went on. And all I could think while reading this was, nice person, you don't ever have to worry about me sending you another box of books from Amazon for a signing ever again. Not a problem. And you know what? I haven't had an author do a signing at that bookstore again. Or if I have, they ordered the stuff through Ingram because they've never communicated with me again, and I'm pretty happy to keep that going. But this person hated Amazon so much, they were willing to cancel the signing, where, by the way, the author sold out of every book that they had. Selling 20 copies of one book in a day for a small independent bookstore is a pretty good event. We've all been to bookstore signings where there were maybe 2 people there, right? I certainly have. I've been sitting in the crowd as one of the 2 people, and I've absolutely been sitting on the side of the table thinking, well, nobody wants my signature today. That sucks. But yeah, that's one main reason you want to list your book with Ingram as well as with Amazon. Here's another. Not all print-on-demand services are treated equal from all distributors. Amazon will bone you too if you don't print with them. I once was fortunate enough to have the Quincy Harker series featured on The View. And I thought, this is fantastic. All of these people are going to see my book. They're going to see Whoopi Goldberg tell them that the books are awesome. They're going to go to Amazon and they're going to buy them. Well, at the time, I was only doing my printing through Ingram, and Ingram was distributing the books to Amazon for me. And that meant that when someone went to Amazon to order the book, it said backordered, usually ships within 10 days. And that killed all of those potential sales because nobody really wants to wait 10 days to get their book. If I was allowing Amazon to print and fulfill those orders, it still may have been listed as back ordered, but the back order is 2 to 3 days. So it serves your best interests to make sure that you upload to both Ingram and to Amazon. Also, if you are an author that sells books at conventions and you're self-publishing, Amazon printing is cheaper for paperbacks, usually by about $1. And that may not be very important to you, but I tell you, by the time you order 100 or 200 or 300 books in a year, that starts to really add up. And when you start selling more and more of your print books, you're really going to start to care about that dollar per paperback. So take the extra time, get your ISBNs all lined up if you so choose. I will probably do a video at some point in the future about ISBNs and why I think they're an absolute ripoff in the United States, but that's for future Johnny. But get all your stuff lined up. You may have to make some very minor changes to your cover file to upload it to both places, but it's important that you do put your book for sale on both Amazon and on Ingram. And yeah, you pretty much do have to make them the same price on both places, because if you make it cheaper on Ingram, Amazon is just going to price it down to match. So you may as well set the price the same everywhere. So there you go. A little quick tip on why you should distribute your books through both Amazon and Ingram. Now get out there and sell something. Oh, yeah. If you've made it this far and you waded through all of that inside baseball stuff, you absolutely should subscribe. And leave me a note in the comments about something else, some other great publishing secret you wish I could tell you. I won't tell you all of the secrets. That's why, I'd get kicked out of the club if I told all the secrets. There's no club. But yeah, leave me a note. Let me know what you want to see in future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.